chefs. He's an extremely busy man. He's cash rich and would love to put some of that spare money into trading, but he just doesn't have the time. He knows he's going to get frustrated. He wants somebody, a professional, to trade for him. He's in luck though. The Stop Hunter has the perfect solution for him. It's called IGOX. It's a fully automated copy trading service built by the Stop Hunter to give you access to global markets 24/7 and to potentially access the Stop Hunter's higher trading returns. Learn more and get signed up by visiting our website www.igox.co.uk. Good morning everybody. It's another trading week and something new to start that trading week. It's Forex Watch, where I'm going to have a look at some currency strength tools, produce a few filters to come up with some potential trade ideas that we're going to utilize through the Renko charts. Now, I've got a busy day also lined up today. We've got at 11 o'clock UK time, we got a look at gold and silver, and then 11:30, and then at 1 p.m. we have the S&P 500, all part of a enhanced schedule for the week ahead. Remember to click the YouTube subscribe and bell buttons if you want to get notification of that content coming out. So let's get stuck into Forex. And what are we going to do? We're going to start with the currency strength tools. Now, this is going to be more about the technicals this look rather than the fundamentals. Always be aware of the fundamentals, especially the news, the economic news coming out scheduled over the week. We'll have a quick look at that towards the end of this video. But like I said, it's all about technicals, and we're going to start with a currency strength filter, a bit of a longer term look here at the moment. What have we got? We got at the top there, you can see MXN, the strongest currency at the moment. Now, I must say before we get into that any further, actually, I've got 11 currencies down the side there. They're the ones that I trade. There might be others out there that you're interested in, but I trade these and a combination of these, so it's going to give you plenty of trade opportunities. But that's what I'm sticking with in this program. It's all the majors plus, you know, Mexico, Norwegian krona, you can see there, the South African rand. So it's a good selection. You don't really need to go outside there unless you specialize, say, in emerging markets or other more exotic, let's call them, currency pairs. But anyway, back to the longer term currency strength. These are basically baskets I've put together of the individual currency just to try and see, you know, how strong or weak they are, because the ideal trade in FX is to buy the strongest one and sell the weakest one, because that's going to give you the best momentum. And let's have a look. Like I said, Mexico right at the top. What's the weakest at the moment? ZAR, that's the South African rand. We got the Japanese yen. Now, that's been trending down for a very long time. This goes back to the start of 2023. You can see weakness now. It's been, I think, deliberately held there for various economic reasons. But like you say, that is a stock sort of short JPY type play. We got the South African rand, like I said. This other one, purple line here, the Norwegian krona, very oil-based currency. As you can see, it's been weak, tried to recover, and then off down, looking weaker at the moment. So let's go up to the top, focus on the top. We talked about the Mexican currency there, the peso, and then we've got the Swiss franc, often seen as a safe haven type play. Then we've got the pound, and just starting to gain some strength there, the Canadian dollar. The euro looks like it's more flat. We can see the US dollar here. It started to weaken in middle of July, but since then we've seen some strength hitting in, getting stronger once more. So what do we do with that data? Well, we want to filter, like I say, the potential longs and the potential shorts, the strength and the weakness. And I then go to This setup here, just a simple Renko chart, and if you've been watching my videos, you'll recognize this setup. And there, the baskets down the side there, and we're going to start with the Australian dollar. And all I'm going to go through is then, because we can see if we go back there, it's very difficult to disseminate in the shorter term when you're actually trading, you know, how to actually trade this strength and weakness. Is it the right time? Timing essential for these type of trades. So it's no good just saying, well, Mexico's strong, you know, Japan's weak. That's the currency pair, but it's about the timing, structuring the trade, and that is what we do in this part here. So the Australian dollar, for example, that basket, Australian dollar, we can see here it's been pushing up. It's broken up above the Darvas and outside this Bollinger Band setup, but the stochastic in the short term, telling it's not the right time to be buying the Australian dollar, so I'd be more neutral there. And then if we head to Canada, all looking very strong. We've got a bullish signal down the bottom. Let me colour that in so it sees a bit easier. It's pushing up, so I would be looking to buy Canadian. Go to Swiss franc. What have we got? A bit of a mixed bag. We got a short there, just holding that moving average. So I'd probably give that a more of a neutral play there. The euro looking weak, starting to bounce. Stochastic pushing up again. A neutral. Japanese yen, we saw in the longer term it was weak. Still looking weak, trading under that moving average. Stochastic weak. Got a bit of upside this morning, but I'm still going to be looking for short trades, selling the Japanese yen. So I'm negative there. The pound had been doing all right. We saw in the longer term it was one of the stronger ones, but it's breaking down at the moment. We've got weakness in the indicator at the bottom. Just a bit of strength there this morning, but looking weak. So we're going to go negative there. New Zealand dollar, mixed bag, same sort of story. So I'm going to go neutral. Then we've got the South African rand. Let's click there. Again, I would say a neutral story. This is the way we filter out these trades, by the way. Then we go to the dollar. What have we got? Looking strong in the short term there. Looking quite nice. Norway, so that's a positive. So we're buying that. Norwegian kroner down. Broken that moving average. Broken out of all the indicators there. Indicator at the bottom, negative. So we're looking to sell that. Finally, Mexican peso, what's going on there? The opposite to the Norwegian, all up, looking good. So looking to buy that. So from that, I put together a short list of trades. And as you can see, we were, well, I'll tell you what we can do just to make it a bit more transparent. So we said the Mexican there we'd be buying. Let's color that in green for buy. Norwegian we were selling. Dollar was strong, so we made that green. South Africa neutral. New Zealand nothing there. Pound probably weak. Japanese yen weak. Euro nothing. Swiss franc nothing. Canadian was looking to probably purchase it and buy the Swiss franc. So what have we got to the upside? Mexico, US and Canada. To the downside, we got Japan, pound and the Norwegian. So it's now a method of putting those pairs together. So I'm going to start and just put some of those together, and we're going to look through charts and come up with some ideas. So let's start with CAD JPY. That's one of the pairs that you could put together. Buying Canadian, selling Japanese yen. So we're looking for that upward move. We can see broken out of the Donkian, the Darvas, all pushing up there. We've got a short-term uptrend, stochastic, all looking good. So looks like the right trade to be in, but let's try and get some numbers around that. Let's just pull that back a bit, draw on. There's an interesting double top. Well, let's just get rid of that. A double top there. See what the prices are right at the moment. Back at those June highs, but let's take that as our Fibonacci. We're still staying bullish this trade. So obviously it's got to now break through this level at 109.362, and then we would be looking next stop 110.5, 110.7, and then up further into that 111.5 sort of area. So good potential trade there to the upside. You're looking at the risk side as well, of course. Downside pull back into this zone 108.3 sort of area. So if you're being more conservative with your stop, you could go under there. You could trail it behind, say, this Donchian band setup, maybe here at 108.9 if you're still bullish. Other pullback zones, this 61.8 at about 107.5. A lot of trading noise through that zone, and then this would be, I suggest, the next key area, the early 106s. So that's Canadian yen. Like we're saying, we're buying this one, Canadian yen against, so Canadian dollar versus the yen. So let's have another look. I think from what I've seen so far, there's about 5 decent looking trades amongst this lot. I'll go USD MXN. So this is, I just want to put this one out there because this is an example of neutrality. Remember, we were plus USD plus MXN. So to me, this is a bit of a mixed bag, and I wouldn't be playing that. Although you can see the trend going down, we've got 2 strong currencies at play. It makes it harder to get the momentum that you want for the actual direction, to push down that way. They sort of neutralize out each other. So although the trend's there, unless you've got any other reasons why you want to trade it, then that's one to stay away from. So let's, like I said, we can go back to our list and go, what else? Well, we were GBP, wanting to sell that. We could look at that against the US dollar. So why don't we pick that one out of the bag? On the ticker. There we go. And as we can see, trending very nicely down below that. That blue line there's a 200 moving average. It's breaking all the downside indicators. Trend there down, stochastic down. So looking good short trade. Let's put on the Fibonacci's. Let's take it from the current low where it is to that high back mid-July. Where could we be heading next to the downside? It breaks on down here. We've got 1.217 and then 1.206 as potential downside moves, and then the final one there, 1.191. Let's just scroll back, see if there's any price action there for a while. Not really. We're back into May time. We have to actually go back to March before we see these sort of numbers down here, March to April time, this sort of zone. So that's my second one there, GBP USD, selling. And let's go back again. What else have we done? We've done CAD JPY. We've done GBP USD. You might throw in there, for example, we said the Canadian dollar was good. GBP CAD. There we go. And it's the same sort of story. Selling the pound, buying the Canadian. What have we got? We can see again, same setup with the indicators all bearish at the moment. Just broken out again from the Donchian band. Let's draw that from the lows, give us some short-term targets. And we've got there, what is it, 1.6.5, that sort of zone, all the way down to 1.63. There's plenty of opportunities for different risk management stops depending on your risk appetite. We've got these sort of levels here, 1.684, 1.694, 1.7, and I suggest they're all like pullback zones as well. Just answering a quick question from El Vikingo. What's the one above that you're saying that's stochastic? So that's actually just a stochastic down the bottom there, but this one here is the DMI. It's a modified DMI. I take out the ADX, I take the settings back a bit, and I use it as like a trend filter. As you can see, crosses here, you go up. That's when it starts to get weak. Then you start using the timing of these other indicators, breakouts, crosses on the stochastic there to get yourself into the trade. So that's our third idea. We also saw, I think if I remember correctly, USD NOK, Norwegian krone. Like I said, that's an oil type of trade. Norwegian economy, massive into their energy resources. So let's just put that one in here. USD NOK. We saw the strength in the US dollar, the weakness in the Norwegian kroner. You can see the break of that 200 moving average. The stochastic down there, bullish. I say the DMI was actually flirted with the downside for a bit, but crossed actually back early August at the time of that 200. We've broken out of the Darvas and the Donkian, all looking bullish. We've got some blocks building this morning to that upside. So, like I said, we'll be buying US dollar, selling Norwegian kroner. Let's put some Fibonacci's on that for some short-term targets. There we go. What have we got? Upwise. Let's just actually drag that over a bit, make it a bit easier to see. We've got just over 11. So first port of call there. Let's draw that down. And then we've got 11.25. And let's just round it up to 11.5 for upsides. Pullback area. Probably into here again. You can see a lot of price action. That's at 10.66, and then we got 61.8 Fibonacci line, key one there, 10.5, and then that one about 10 1/3, the 38.2% Fibonacci line. So, like I said, we would be buying the USD NOK. So we've covered off that one. What else could we put together? Anything else we've done? Let's just summarize. CAD JPY. We ignored the US dollar Mexico because that was my example of showing them both strong. We've looked at GBP CAD, USD NOK, GBP USD. It also depends on your broker as well when you're starting to put these more exotic trades together, and I suppose the periods, the lengths that you're trading, in terms of the time scales as well. That's when we can revert to maybe the longer term currency strength look. But yeah, well, I suppose the point is, well, the spread's expensive on some of these brokers for the more exotic stuff. My point is that if you're short term with a wide spread, you might not get any joy out of the trade. You might have to think more longer term on it. Just looking down the list once more. Anything else I could pick out for this week? We've done CAD JPY, CAD GBP, well, GBP CAD. We don't do any of those. You could, for example, if I said maybe CAD NOK. Let's just have a quick look. If you could get it on your broker, I don't know if you can. Depends who you're using. Yeah, it's the same sort of play. This will be my last one, I think, for today. It's a potential idea. Again, we're breaking up, everything looking bullish. Target-wise, we've got a high back there in June to those lows there. We'd want to be seeing maybe 8.11, 8.26, 8.23, say, to that upside, back to those June highs. Pullback zone, you've got a lot, like I say, you've got that treble top there. Fibonacci line just above that, 7.91, that could be the pullback zone. and then well into that noise 7.83 and then 7.77. So that's the charts for the pairs that I look at. Remember, it's those 11 there. That's what we're going to be concentrating on in this weekly live stream for ideas. We've got 5 there for you to take away, to go and investigate. Remember, they're just ideas. Do your own due diligence and work out the trade risk management around it. Stick to your own trading plan, but hopefully it's got you starting to think about some ideas for the week ahead. And just looking down at the comments, CR, what do you think of gold, XAU, USD? Well, I'm going to look at that one at 11:30 today in the live stream there when I look at gold and silver. So I'm just going to concentrate on those 11 currency combinations for this video. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed the first of the Forex Watch. We're going to be doing this first thing on a Monday morning going forward for the autumn winter schedule. Like I said, don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons to receive future notification of all this content. We've got about 8 live streams per week now, so lots for you to get yourself into, lots of different markets as well. So hopefully I will see you at 11:30 again for gold and silver. All I've got left to say is, if I don't, good luck with the trading for the rest of the week. And thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon.